Alright, this is the first official thing I'm doing on here. First actual recording. It feels weird recording something without the CapCut display in front of me because it's like I'm actually talking to myself. There's not any evidence in front of me that I'm making something that'll be uploaded later or has any purpose, but anyway. Just now, I have set up Metal.tv again on my PC. It wasn't opening the first time I tried to today, but I was able to get it set back up, and now I can set up the app to start on launch. That way I'll have it on the background always, and I'll be able to rely on that. But until then, some new ideas for YouTube content going forward on the main channel, or gaming channel in this case, which I'm talking about this as if I'm going to do a connection link between Corn Talk and Corn, and I'm considering renaming Corn Talk to Kjorn, which is spelt Kjorne. And it's a little spin I'm doing because you guys might have noticed this in the Minecraft gameplay, but my name in Minecraft right now is Kjorn, or Kjorne. It used to be Bjorn. Just occasionally would be Bjorn on some platforms. Sometimes I do Corner, sometimes I do Corned, sometimes I'll do Cornbuster, which is something I lately haven't done for a while. But it's just a reference to my, being a Potemkin main in Guilty Gear Strive. But anyway, the main thing I want to get across here is that Pixel Strike 3D is a game that I've been playing recently with a friend of mine. And, he is Prestige 2, coming up on Prestige 3, and, does his daily tasks almost every single day. And we kind of just help each other out with the melee kill tasks because they're extremely time consuming with our, with how melee works in the Pixel Strike 3D space. It is inconsistent and weird. There's a lot of mobile style kind of games that have been ported to Steam on PC, like Kaboom, Pixel Gun 3D. Well, actually, I can't really say that about Pixel Gun 3D. That's the weird thing. Pixel Gun 3D, despite being a very shitty game, is, for being a pixel arcade shooter, it is very consistent with its melee. And other games have extremely odd timings with it. The melee animations are extremely long, and when they are really long, they don't, the duration of the hitbox is not as long as the animation. It is very, very off from what you are visually seeing. And on that, the whole game of Pixel Strike 3D is off from what you are seeing, for the most part. So, but anyway, Pixel Strike 3D, I might upload montages of that soon. I might make a script for my full, complete thoughts on the game, and read that using this recorder, which, honestly, this recorder is pretty nice. I've been able to hold it in my hand, and I just pretty much talk into it for the most part, but I don't really have to try too hard to talk into it, and I'm not sure if the quality is better than my mic or not. If it's substantially worse, then I might not use it, unless I'm on the go or something, Like if I'm on a random view or spot, I might not talk into it. Unless I need to say a thought immediately in the moment to remember something later, and I can't, like, add it as a note in something. But anyway, the main thing is that Pixel Strike 3D is one of the only pixel games left, I would say, that can reward experience and keep rewarding your experience with the game. Like how many hours you put in results in more rewards. And that is something that a lot of games can't keep up with right now. Usually, with some games today, like Overwatch 2, your rewards in Overwatch 2 are extremely skill dependent. Your wins are extremely skill dependent, and even then, it also depends on your team. So, your rewards are not localized to you, they are external and based around a whole team. Now, not everybody is going to care as much as you do, and that's the hard part, is that there's casuals and then there's people who want to use a game as a form of skill expression of their expertise in a certain field, something to do, something to get better at, a struggle, you know. It makes things interesting. It's something that a lot of us do with anything. But anyway, Overwatch 2 really doesn't give you much items. Most of your rewards are in the form of cosmetics, heroes, battle pass things, or, you know, highlight intros, golden weapons to represent and, like, be a constant first-person view reminder, and also a signal to outside view that you worked for it. You got those 3,000 competitive points, which probably takes at least 100 hours in my opinion, unless you're getting back-to-back wins, which even then, it would still take at least 50. But anyway, and then with competitive drives now, which are only at the end of the season as far as I know, I kind of stopped watching Overwatch updates because I don't really care about the game, and Marvel Rivals is a new thing, so I watch the updates on that instead, but I don't play it. Anyway, compare that to Pixel Strike 3D, and honestly, the rewards are not very plentiful, but they are in there. So, it's one of the few games left that has things to be milked out of it that you can't immediately see from the start. And it has potential to be a silly experience with friends, where you just sort of play the game casually, you get some clips, you hit some crazy shit, and, you know, now that I've got clips set up again, that won't be too hard to do. It really won't be. I'm gonna be just, you know, doing my thing on there. I might even stream, who knows? I might just stream myself doing my weeklies with my friend. But most likely I'll be editing instead. Just for safety. Something I do need to solve though is audio on OBS. When it does strictly desktop audio, the desktop audio cannot be received anymore, and the only thing that works is having the application have the application audio capture beta feature on OBS, so I would probably want to solve that. So that way when I need it, I can have general audio. But anyway, Pixel Strike 3D is going to be montaged, discussed, debated, and presented honestly on this channel starting in a little bit. And I'm also going to connect Corn Talk and this channel here in the near future. Now, the original reason I didn't do this is because I was covering topics like the presidential election and other stuff that is way more polarizing. And, you know, it's funny that I say that, because now I've got a public video up about how much I disagree with the implementation of Battle Royale and Bomb Defuse as game modes in first-person shooters. And, you know, posting that isn't really any more polarizing, but it's not like I'm gonna get death threats over that, you know? It's a game mode. Okay, it's something so fundamental to where people will either disagree with it and click off the video 30 seconds in once they hear the take, or even see the video and just be like, what the fuck is this guy on? Spouting nonsense. That, or they're gonna watch all the way through, maybe I change their mind, make them think a little bit, but apart from that, you know, talking about gaming topics isn't really gonna get anybody on my ass in the way that I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is morality. I have a slight amount of, okay, not slight, when it comes to online, more so. When it comes to online persona and online presentation, I care about my morality, and the way that people see my morality, and the way that it's executed. And, to me personally, I would like to maybe just continue spouting my honest opinions about something. It is very therapeutic for me to just speak my mind and openly talk about something without having to filter myself too much, because honestly, what's annoyed me these days is that people will not let you talk if they hear something that causes a chain to a thought process that they already know most of. That's the thing. Very little things in someone's same take about something can change so much about how it comes off or the way that it is. Very slight differences. Like, the reason I kept playing Overwatch 2 wasn't because I was a pro player, I wasn't a streamer, I just enjoyed the game. And you could say like, oh, you played Zenyatta, you played Doomfist, you played Freya, like you played a bunch of high damage characters that could easily win as long as you had the mechanical skill, and you're right. You're right, but I didn't play it for that, I played it because I had fun. I played it because the little gimmicks in it, you know, holding right click to charge a volley at the right time, having the game sense to do that. Doomfist having the game sense to use your slam correctly. Or any of the characters in that game. There was just so much potential to do things. It's just that when I started trying to reap the rewards of it, by reaching tier 200 in the battle pass, I mean, it just didn't work out. I mean, I was able to reach 170, but that's about it. And the more I looked into it, the more I realized that there were way too many hours that were required per week. I have a job, unfortunately, and even before I had a job, I think if I did the calculations on it, I would be failing to meet the requirements. I would have had to do 17 games a day for about 80 games a week. And the new game mode really took me out of it, honestly. I was grinding Overwatch all the time, and then Stadium came along and it was so fucking slow. It was so just mind-numbingly slow to sit through, and I couldn't do it. But anyway, man, I might be saying that a lot. I might be saying but anyway a lot, because I feel like I should be staying on a singular track in this recording, right? Like, I should be talking about just what's new for the channel, you know, what's new to the whole update on the channel, but mainly all I have to say, if I want to end this off, or if I want to do on a random rant, which I'm not sure. I want to be honest, but I want to do concise stuff, so maybe I should have scripted this, I don't know. Regardless, sorry for fucking, not really the correct word for it, but like, okay, I guess, venting about Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 is one of the main ways that gave me so much discovery of the kind of gamer I am, what I don't like in a game, what aspects of a game keep me around, and most importantly, what makes me leave a game. Because, honestly, like, the worst thing you can do is make me leave in your game, okay? Like, you can be a mid-game, okay? You can be mid. That's okay. There's still going to be people who play you because they haven't experienced peak yet. But for the most part, if your game has something that doesn't keep me around, but not something that makes me leave, then you can still do better. That's the nice thing. With Overwatch 2, though, it taught me that some games are just stuck in a cycle of their own player base. They are plagued by the player base that experience the mistakes, and it's like a traumatized individual trying to heal the people who traumatized them. It just doesn't work. It's so contaminated. And that's what happened with Overwatch. They consistently want the state of the game that they wanted back then, which was new. It was when it was a new hero shooter, it had a shit ton of players. Sorry, I'm switching hands, I don't know if that made a big sound on it. But anyway, Overwatch 2 Overwatch was a new thing. Overwatch 2016, it was an amazing hero shooter, it was award winning, it was Game of the Year, and everybody went to it, they flocked to this new game, this oasis, and eventually they saw that it was the only oasis in the desert, and once the water was out, it's just not there. That's the thing, the brightest candles will burn the fastest. And that's what Overwatch is. And they kept chasing that new thing. Like, people just want something new and they don't want it to be mundane anymore. Because the whole game's identity, a lot of it, is the expectation of innovation. Instead of going back and making a sustainable game. Nothing in Overwatch was ever meant to be sustainable. It was always meant to be constantly changing, constantly evolving in whatever way, shape, or form to keep people around, to keep them stimulated, to make sure that they can never guess what's coming next. But unfortunately, one guy did. One guy does see what's coming next. His name is Flats. The dude's a fucking oracle. He's been there since the start. He was on console, then he switched to PC. He's experienced both platforms. He's experienced every hero. Experienced multiple different metas, multiple different kinds of seasons, different communities, and all of the dumb shit that comes with it. And the unfortunate thing is that that is the cycle of a lot of games. It's just that you don't get to see it on such a wide scale most of the time. There's always the one guy who's been there since the start, you know, one of the people who was there when the player count was low, or maybe when the player count was at its peak, you know, and who's seen it all happen. And the unfortunate thing is that some people just weren't around for the history. They just don't know. It's an innocent kind of ignorance that you can't really blame them for. The only thing that you can do as someone who wasn't there the whole time is, honestly, like one of the only times where you should respect your elders. As long as they're not senile, you should respect your elders, you know? Regardless, simplified version, Overwatch 2 has given me about a 2.5-year period of condensed experience that shows me the kind of gamer I am and the kind of games that I think are objectively good for gamers. And also the kind of ways that companies can ruin and Race it. Pixel Strike 3D will be a new line of content on the channel, coming soon. We will also be connecting Corn Talk to the main channel. And the main channel, as far as I know, doesn't know about this. They don't know about the video essay channel that I have. That is going to be... Well, it's not really a video essay. It's more like just a yap. It's a yap channel. But anyway. That channel where I just talk about a certain topic that I want to talk about at the time, whenever I'm feeling in the mood for it, is something that genuinely I think I want to be connected to the gaming channel. And maybe I could talk about things on the gaming channel from the Corn Talk channel, and I can do them separately. I can keep the content separate. If people want to see my commentary, they can look on that channel, and if they want to see the gameplay, they can look on the main channel. You can separate what kind of content that people want to see. Because I know there's not everybody wants to listen to someone talk about something. They just want to hold their own opinion, they want to clutch it like a pearl, and that's valid, honestly. There's plenty of reasons to do that. But you separate it, so that way people can just have their own kind of thing to do. Anyway. I'm going to be upping the level of production that I put into it, because we are actually on the edge of 436 subscribers. Even though I already have a job, I will say, it is definitely not an ideal source of income. It's enough to get things that I want, but not enough to get things that I need and want at the same time. And that's a good amount of money. I think that's a good definition. A good amount of money is what gives you not all of what you want. You know, you have to be a billionaire to have that kind of financial state, but some of what you want and all of your needs covered is a good amount of money. And a great amount of money is where you get most of what you want and all of your needs covered. But honestly, the reality is that usually you're going to be covering most of your needs and a small amount of wants. The nice thing, though, is that currently I do not have to pay for my needs. I only have to pay for my wants, because my wants are things that I consider necessities for living the rest of my life. This is long-term things. Handling today's needs is just other stuff. So, on that though, 436 subscribers. Why did I mention that? 500 subscribers is the point of monetization, which is where I'm going to have to actually worry about YouTube's terms of service for a channel, like swearing. Now, I don't think I really swear too much in videos. I really don't think I do, honestly. When I'm talking seriously like this, when I'm being kind of open and honest and I'm kind of yapping, I'm not really too focused on that kind of stuff. And I can think about it. I can replace words. I don't have too much of an issue with it. I mostly have an issue with it in social settings, where someone else is trying to encroach on it. Regardless, I think I talk too much about this stuff, honestly. I talk about it like it's a video essay, and honestly what I want to provide is a, perhaps, not a cut version of this, but just a scripted version of this entire yap session that is a condensed version. Something that is more simple that I can upload to the main channel, and then maybe I can put the whole recording on the Corn Talk channel. So yeah, that's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. We divide content. I might just do a separate recording for the simple version. Yeah, maybe just write down a couple notes. Well, this has been Corn Talk. This is the uncut version of the update announcement. Thank you guys for 436 subscribers on the main channel. I hope that people can migrate over now that I'm linking the two together. And I'll see you guys in the next one.